This is another episode of Standup Comedy, your host and MC, celebrating 40-plus years on the fringe of show business. Stories, interviews, and comedy sets from the famous and not so famous. Here's your host and MC, Scott Edwards.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast, and we have another special audience of one, and we're in for a treat. You've heard him before, one of our favorite regulars. He was one of the stars of the Bob and Tom radio show. His podcast is doing very well, but what he's most famous for is his series called Vague But True. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tim Bedore.
Here he is, a philosopher, a writer, a comedian, a man who knows the future but doesn't want to give away the surprise ending, the host of Vague But True, Tim Bedore. Well, thank you very much. Did you see this on the news or in the paper the other day about the ever-increasing numbers of those carp in the Mississippi River jumping into boats and bonking fishermen on the head? It's true. They're called big-head carp. They're from Asia, where COVID is from, and they're attacking and severely injuring many fishermen, water skiers. Fishermen are just getting killed out there. Biologists claim the roar of boat motors agitates and excites these carp, and they jump towards the sound. But I think these biologists are naively missing an obvious connection. Fish are attacking fishermen. For the fish, it's get them before they get you, kill or be killed. Even if these fishermen are practicing catch and release, being hooked is a very painful, embarrassing experience for any fish, and apparently they've had it. What about the increase in mountain lion attacks? Great white sharks moving closer to shore. Moose have been showing up in towns and stomping on people. Coyotes and eagles are stealing our beloved chihuahuas and French bulldogs right from out of our own backyards. A squirrel was in my living room last spring. Am I the only one that sees a pattern here? People, wise up. The other animals are against us. It doesn't take a genius to see. There's an interspecies conspiracy to thwart the urban expansion of man. How do the squirrels fit in? Surveillance. They spy on what we people are doing in the cities and report back to the bigger species out there on the front lines. And taken together, these other species represent walking, we hope not yet talking, scratching, biting weapons of mass destruction. And if these other species can convince, and if these species can't convince the insect world, termites and killer bees to join up, our way of life and democracy could be history. The skeptical may ask, why would these other species want to hurt us? They hate us. They are jealous of our way of life. We swim in chlorinated safe environment pools, then towel off and have an adult beverage. These carp are stuck eating sludge in the Mississippi, a river polluted by guess who? Their mortal enemy man. And to top it off, we eat them. This invasion of Asian carp is no accident. This is stage one of the animal conspiracy's well-planned attack. We ignore the obvious at our own peril. We can no longer sit back and wait for them to attack us. It's time we adopt a new doctrine regarding these other animals. We have to wipe out any and all species who are aligned against us wherever they are. We cannot rest until every big-head carp, great white shark, mountain lion, moose and squirrel, and any other species that associates with them are defeated. If the UN wants to get involved, fine. If not, we go alone. Of course, the British will show up. They always do. But we will fight to protect our way of life. And if you don't agree with me, you're an unpatriotic idiot who hates America. For Vague But True, I'm Tim Bedore.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Stand-Up Comedy, your host and MC. For information on the show, merchandise, and our sponsors, or to send comments to Scott, visit our website at www.standupyourhostandmc.com. Look for more episodes soon and enjoy the world of stand-up comedy. Visit a comedy showroom near you.